you should be fine. If in doubt, please reach out to us and we'll help you. Sorry, Hamza and Ali, we didn't mean to, but yeah, how's everything going with both of you? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so over to you. Thank you so much.
All right. Hi, everyone. Raja and Data Science Dojo team, thank you so much for having us. We want to keep it quite a collaborative conversation. So please keep the questions running in the open questions. Both me and Ali will be monitoring to them and trying to answer. I know most of you, like, this is a one-way thing. This is a webinar. But my request is that just please reach out, ask questions, and then we'll pause, take a break to try to answer any questions that you may have for us. All right. Having said that, let me switch to my screen where we have everything set up. And give me 1 second. All right. I hope everybody can see my screen. Ali, if you can see my screen, then most people can. All right. So we are here to talk about vertical AI agents, a guide to building agents that deliver results. Now, most of you have been going through, when joined through yesterday, or you have had the opportunity to go through different modules of the talks. But what we're going to try to do is try to cover a little bit more into agents. And one of the things that we want to focus on is talking about vertical AI agents more than the general purpose agents. And we'll go in deeper into examples of what they are and how they are built out. So without further ado, I want to introduce myself. My name is Hamza. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Traversal.ai. I was previously at Google, and before that I was at Walmart. I have 15 years of experience in machine learning, and I'm an adjunct professor at Stanford and UCLA. What we do at Traversal, basically in Traversal, we have built our company has the capability to build individualized agents that do one thing at a time. So instead of having a general purpose tool, which is basically, hey, I'm gonna do every single thing on Earth, what we try to do is we try to build an agent that sort of provides help with one specific thing, and we believe it reduces the option of having hallucination or error. It reduces the overall error in the dependency on LLMs. And we work with a ton of customers across the board, across US, and we've been trying to help build them enterprise agents that can solve different problems for them, and that's what we're doing. Joining me is Ali. Ali, do you want to give a quick overview about yourself?
Thank you, Hamza. So my name is Ali Shafiq. I'm a PhD candidate at the Kansas State University. I recently completed my internship with Traversal last December. And now I'm working as a research fellow with Traversal AI. I'm working on a couple of projects. Last year, I got a chance to apply and work with Meta AI Accelerator competition with Hamza, which we won actually. It was a pretty amazing experience. And also last year in the summer, I also got the chance to be a TA on Oxford Machine Learning Summer School. So my research area is about LLM deployments, LLMs for HPC and agents. So over to you, Hamza.
All right, awesome. Okay, so basically, if you guys have heard about agents, and we'll try to demystify all about agents today. Agents have taken over the news lately, and we see a ton of news coming through our LinkedIn feed, different things that what people are saying, and and with every news there's a meme following that happens, that explaining about how agents have just been around and people have been talking about it nonstop. The funny thing is they all started out late last year. It's not that agents have been there before that, or in the form that we know of today. But every company in the world is trying to jump onto it and be AI front and center and try to build things based on that. But I think the major question is, and this is something that I want to identify, is what on earth are agents? We keep hearing about agent. Yesterday, we also had a conversation about how do we define agents. And no two people have the same definition. Some people have a scientific definition. Some people have a basic definition. So let's start with a very scientific example definition. An artificial intelligence agent is a software program that can interact with an environment, collect data, and use the data to perform self-determined tasks to meet predetermined goals, right? So this is basically how we define an agent in a scientific term, right? And this is taken from Wikipedia, and this is a pretty standard example of an agent. Now, this is great, but how about most of us who are like, dude, I know what this says, but I don't know what it means. So for that to explain, let's explain something, explain me like I'm 5. So what we do currently is that we use ChatGPT. I think everybody is aware of ChatGPT and how ChatGPT is used. So in ChatGPT, basically what you do is you write a question and it generates an email chain for you or something. And what you have is basically a really nice good looking email that has been generated by ChatGPT by you, and you use that to send it out to everybody else. Now, there's a second part to it. Most of you or some of you, use ChatGPT for coding also. And what you do is that currently, you generate something in code through ChatGPT, and you put that into a Python compiler. Now that's a very standard process, that people follow. You use ChatGPT, or there are different tools available, but you basically use these tools to generate code for you, and then you have a Python compiler where, such as VS Code or even Cursor for that matter, you use that, you output that, and there you have, you're copy pasting. Now, what if you don't copy paste and you are like someone who is very lazy like me? You're like, I don't even want to copy paste. All I want to do is write one prompt, and it should generate the entire code for you. And once it has generated the entire code for you, it should basically execute. The code should execute on its own. I don't want to write anything beyond the vibe code. And that's what, some people have a question. Why do we need to learn about Python when we have low code or no code platforms to build agents? I think that's what I'm trying to answer, is that we have this capability that, like, I'm just writing a prompt. The prompt is writing, generating code for me. And now what I want to do further is that I don't even want to copy paste that code. I just want to be able to have it execute for me. So if you were to put all of that together, if you were to equate a prompt that generates a response and it is compiled for you in real time automatically, that is what an LLM agent is. So in reality, what an LLM agent is doing is that it's connected to a software, basically, which is a compiler. The LLM agent itself, and I want to really emphasize on this, to answer the question or the disambiguity on what agents are versus not agents are, is that agents are nothing but LLMs that are connected to different devices and different tools, and we'll explore them in detail over here. But basically, when you're writing a prompt and you're basically generating the code for it, and then that is compiled automatic for you, that is what basically the AI data scientist of 21st century is, where you have just vibe coded your way through those things, right? So if we were to expand this into a little more, what are agents? Agents are LLMs with access to tools and memory, tasked with planning and executing goals. And unlike LLMs, today's AI agents are an engineering innovation, not an AI innovation. Now, if you were to take nothing from this session, but just one thing, just remember this. LLMs are, unlike LLMs, AI agents are engineering innovation, not an AI innovation. What that means is that AI agents are just connected to, you have an agent which has an LLM running in the background. The LLM only generates an output, much like it would do in ChatGPT. But we have connected different output functions to it. So basically, it generates a JSON output which says, I will call this particular function. And if we have time, we'll show you an example of that, of how we've built that. But that's the idea behind the scenes, that's what we use to use an LLM behind the scenes to generate an output. And there are different levels of AI agents as level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. So we'll talk about the first two levels. The first level is an LLM. You just have an LLM that is like ChatGPT creating an output for you, that is, or generating output, that is level 1 agent. Level 2 agent is an agent which has access to different tools. So for instance, if you have, you have a calculator tool, you have a code interpreter tool, there are different examples of internet search and RAG tools. If you're connected to those tools, that is basically level 2 agent that has connected to different architectures, and it is able to generate responses for you on that, or on your behalf. And then once we have most of these things are one direction, which means is that when you have an LLM or when you have ChatGPT, it does not have the ability to think back and sort of reason with the tools. Right now, they're reasoning models that only reasons with the answer it's generating through its own ability to generate text. It's not actually looking at the tools or interacting with the tools. In order for an agent to really work well, we need to create something which is a React agent. What is a React agent? A React agent is an AI agent that uses reasoning and acting React framework with the chain of thought to connect to different tools. So when you think about how do I connect to different things? So for example, somebody is saying, how can I create affiliate marketing automated with AI agents? What you have is basically an LLM in the center. The LLM in the center is connected to different tools. And the LLM, when you say, hey, I would like to create an affiliate marketing for this product that I'm selling, this product is for it's a marketing tool, and I should be able to sell it to marketing agencies. The affiliate program, will release the links to the affiliate program. So whoever posted, we should identify the best people we should launch for affiliate marketing, and then once we have launched those products, we should be able to get feedback on how well those people are performing. Now there are multiple ways, there are n number of ways to go through it. The LLM, when we feed that request to an LLM, it reasons with what is the best way to move forward, and we have identified the tools that it has access to. The tools that it has access to generate a set of results, which are then sent back to the LLM for it to think that, oh, I think I've gotten the answer of what I'm looking for. And having that information, it is able to generate a bunch of, it's able to generate a workflow plan for you. So that is basically what React agents are. And that's what React agents are being used in the current world, or we try to utilize them to show the benefit of these tools. That's what we have behind the scenes when we talk about agents or React agents that have the power to reason and act, right? And that's when we when we are approaching that level, that is what we call something as level 3 agents. Level 3 agents are those agents which have reason and acting capability. So just to recap, we have level 1 agents, which are just level 1 is just an LLM agent or speaking to you. Level 2 is an LLM which is connected to different tools, but it does not have the reasoning capability. It's only a forward-looking direction. So if somebody asks what is agentic system versus agents, this is an agentic system. The agentic system has the capability to understand that it has access to tools and it creates a workflow. Level 3 or React agents have the ability to rethink and have memory associated with it, so that it is more nuanced and have a stronger capability of being able to deliver responses. So that's the power behind the scenes of how we have built out, or how would you use agent architectures of level 3, which has the ability to understand what you have just said and be able to react based on that plan in action. And last but not least is level 4, where you basically have multiple agents that have React capability and they are speaking to each other. That's the sort of the major idea or the major definition that sort of runs behind the scenes in this scenario. So we'll take a couple of seconds here to try to answer some questions that people have. What is the scope of agentic AI in compliance industry where hallucinations can lead to penalties, for example, from IRS? So the idea is that in compliance industry, when you try to build something, we have to sort of do two things. We have to have either LLM as a judge or a human in the loop. The human in the loop's ability is to actually evaluate whatever output is coming and be able to move it forward. So in anything which is very highly regulatory or it is very important, such as healthcare or finance or compliance, we need to have a human in the loop, which sort of makes a decision, who gets a lot of things put together for them. And their job is to evaluate the performance of the agent and sort of give feedback to say, hey, this looks good, and I would like to move ahead with this. So that's a very general basic idea that you can use, you can utilize to sort of create that output. Second question was how to make AI agents more semantic in terms of identifying synonymous words. For example, in any unstructured document, we made synonyms. So basically what you need to do in that form, this is the second question, how to make AI agents more semantic. I think that's not what you need to do with the agents. That's what you need to work on your RAG and make your RAG to be more agentic. So there's a difference. RAG being agentic means that you have a RAG which is connected to different tools, but the agent is calling multiple RAGs, right? So the agentic RAG is a simple tool that exists. You can have multiple RAGs that exist. So one could be summary, what could be, or related to one department. You have 5 departments, you can have 5 different RAG architectures. The agent's job is to just call those RAGs and fetch information related to that. We should not focus our time on building agentic AI RAGs that are all in one. We should focus on building vertical agents or one agent whose job is to just call something. The other agent, so if you see over here, what I've identified is that something called Traversal Pro RAG, which we built in our company. The Traversal Pro RAG tool, what it does is that it's an independent agentic RAG on its own. All we do is pass information from the original agent to say, hey, can you help me find information about X, Y, and Z? And it sort of works through that. One more question is, can I make my affiliate marketing automated by AI agents? Yes, you can. We actually, believe it or not, we actually building customer outreach program through our AI agents. So we tried a lot of different products in the market, and what we found out is that it's very difficult to actually build agents, or it's very difficult to build the right agents for your or find, there's a lot of money that is needed to sort of build those things, because you have to pay a company that works on it. So what we did is, and let me share my screen again. So what we did is that we built our own AI agent. So as I said before, our product is a data science agent. What we have identified is that we built our own AI agent that identifies that this is a real company, and this is something that I get every day in my inbox. So this is a company which is a decision science, decision analytics startups. It's called House. What does the company do? What are their data needs? What are the specific challenges they have? Why our agents can work for them? What is the recommended pitch that we can give them, and what are the key talking points? And these are some of the job postings, so we can even evaluate the job posting that they have built out. So this is a really, really powerful tool agent that we actually built in literally one day, right? And we have been able to build this because of our understanding on how verticalized AI agents work. And this is something that you can reach out to us. We can help you build them. But the idea is that it's not very difficult to build these things anymore. So imagine in 24 hours, just 24 hours. I'm not saying any more than that. I spent 24 hours trying to build on this agent that basically gets me the right customers in my inbox every single day. I get 22 to 25 of them in my inbox, and I can make it to 50. But I get these directed agents on why we are important to them and what is the need that we are trying to address them. All right. And this is, you can look up this company. It's a real company with real jobs and everything. So that's the idea. And it also tells you the likely people that we should reach out to. So that's something that, that you can sort of work on and sort of builds it. All right. So now moving on to the part of our overview. So this is basically a very cleaner or more visual friendly outlook of how agents are working. You have a tool in the center and you have an agent in the center. Based on a user input, the React agent sort of goes through in a loop trying to find out answers using different tools. And once the final answer is achieved, it is able to generate a response based on that. Now, there are different companies that have been promising that we build really good agents and we do something really good on that. We build amazing tools. There's a tool named as Manus AI. This Manus AI tool is basically it has so many different things that are attached to it. It has a code editor. It has a multi-modality. It has autonomous. It has analysis. So it has so many different things, and they raised, I think, a ton of money, just on the fact that that they built something like that. Now it's all good, like this is a great product. But within a week of releasing this product, somebody was able to look under the hood and say, oh, so this is basically Claude with 29 tools, and it uses something called browser use. So those of you who don't know what browser use is, browser use is the ability for MCP. So that's all there is to this tool. So basically it's a wrapper over a wrapper. And that's what happens, when we are trying to move, like, I just want to identify that, a lot of us live in a FOMO, constant FOMO, that we don't know what's happening in the world. The world is moving at a very fast pace, and everyone is building something so fancy, so amazing. Everybody's trying to raise millions of dollars, and some of them have done a really good job. I just want you to know behind the scenes is a lot of wrapping around of things. It is not just, creating something just out of the box. It is literally a big wrapper that sort of just exists. And this is Manus AI. They just built the set of wrappers on top of that. And once they have built those wrappers on top of it, they're able to show, put together, a front end that sort of drives the value or sort of build that, right? So that's the idea, that can be done. And at the end of the day, this what happened to my? Can you guys hear me? Sorry, I think I lost you all.
Yes, we
Ali,
can.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the agentic. So coming back from the browser from the browser use of Manus, it all comes back to the same architecture that people have been looking into. That we have different tools that are created, and then once we connect those tools, we basically have an outlook that sort of combines all of them together. All right. So imagine a world where we didn't need to write code. And this is where we think that, where we feel the world is heading towards, that we don't need to write code. We can, we can just vibe code our way through it. So what is vibe code? Vibe code is this amazing capability. Some of you might have seen this tool. We have spoken about this tool over and over again in the past 2 days. Lovable. This is a tool that sort of, it can create code in real time, just like right there and there. It generates code for you, and you're able to, everything is done for you. So why do you even need to do anything? So my answer to all of this is, why do we ever need to cook at home? We can always go out and get food, right? We can always go out and get food, but most often we don't know what's in that food also. So the thing with vibe coding is it's really good. And, like a lot of people right now are like, oh my God, this is amazing. I don't need to write code ever. I don't think that's true. You still need to write code, but you need to write code a little differently now. So let's say you're in this phase that you've just identified something called vibe coding, which is, just vibe agent creation, vibe coding, vibe architectures. You've built all of them, and you're like, I'm never going to hire a single data scientist, a single, front-end developer. I can do all of this myself, right? And this is the feeling that most people have, they're like, okay, and they're looking at a product and they're like, okay, it's game over. I don't need to hire people. But the problem is, with great power comes Horcrux that was never intended. And this is a Harry Potter reference. Basically, what happens at the end of the day is that, when you put vibe coding in production, things happen which you don't know. You don't even know where it's going to happen from, right? And it just makes you go, you're trying to think about it like, hey, how can I even answer this question? How can I what happened? Where did something break? You don't know where things are breaking for you. You don't know where anything is working out for you. You're like, okay, somewhere something is working. I don't know what's happening. So in order to prevent you from that, you have to build vertical AI agents. And one of the best examples that I have, over here is of this one. This is a vertical AI agent, I mean, we as a startup, we don't have a lot of money to hire people or to reach out to, like agencies or, get money to, we don't have a lot of money to hire the people who can get and reach out for us. This is a tool that we built internally for us. And, you can see this came out 19 hours ago for me. This is a tool that we built. So this is an example of a vertical AI agent. It only does one thing. It finds me the right people or the right companies that our company should target to build, to reach out. It doesn't do more. It does not schedule interviews for me. It does not makes a reach out, like this is the people you should email even. All it does is that it gives us a direction. And if we get 50, now we are reaching out to 50 customers that we know might be looking for a tool that we have to offer, right? That's the power that happens in this way. And that's what we are focused on as a company, is that how can we build smaller tools? I'll show you another example. I'm giving you insight to my inbox, but let me give you another example. This is an example of human in the loop. Now, me as a LinkedIn person who posts a lot on LinkedIn, basically what happens is that I have to post a lot on LinkedIn. Now, I hate the fact that I have to write a lot of posts every day. So what I did is that I created an AI agent, which basically creates, runs through the internet, finds a good article for me that I can post for that day. So this is something that ran 11 hours ago. It basically says, hey, this is a post. Now I can change some of the text over here, but this is the post that I have. There is an article that it has linked to. And now that's more interesting. If I hit approve, it will post on my LinkedIn. So that's the definition of vertical agents. I just want you all to focus on the definition of these things. What is a vertical agent? The vertical agent does one thing for you. It automates and makes it. See, here you might say, oh, I don't care. I don't need to do research. Like I can do my own research and find out the best. But then when you have a busy life and you have 600 things to do, see, I have to run a company where I have to make sure that we are getting the right customers in our inbox. We are getting the right, we are making the right proposals. We are writing the right post. I'm doing the research. So my time is very divided, and I don't have a lot of time to do everything. So what I do is that we build these vertical AI agents that does the job for us. And they are connected, it's connected to my inbox. So I get an email directly from my inbox to my inbox from a system that says, hey, and if I approve it, in fact, there is a human in the loop concept also where we are working on, is that if I don't like this article, it will send it back to my agent, and it will look, I will say, make it less chat GPT and make it more personalized or something like this. It basically helps you, to build this, right? That's the focus that I have. This just saved me maybe 30 minutes of my day. And if I save 30 minutes every day, if I make 20 posts a day, so 30 minutes a day, I have saved 600 minutes. 600 minutes, it's 10 hours, right? So I've just saved 10 hours of my entire month to do something else. That is, my friends, what you need to do, or be focused on what vertical AI agents are. That will help you build something better. That will help you build tools and architectures that can be built out. Now, I know, understandably, a lot of you are excited about this, like, oh, you're like, okay, we would like to see how this is done. I would say, all I would say is that, reach out to me on LinkedIn, connect with us. We also do a lot of speaker sessions or, or open courses. So you can, like, something we do for free. You guys can reach out to us on LinkedIn, and we will share our information also. But the idea is, it's possible, and I am actually saving time to do a bunch of things. All right, so I think we have 20 more minutes. Data science team, Data Science Dojo, we have 20 minutes left.
You have, yes, 20 more minutes.
Okay, so what do I want to do is that I want to go a little fast through. I mean, this is a data analyst that we built. Like, a lot of people are not very interested in data science agents, but all I want to show you guys is the ROI that we are seeing with building vertical agents. There's 80% reduction in data analysis time, because there's a heavy lifting is being done for us, and it's saving us time to make sure that we do not have to spend a lot of time getting through, doing things ourselves. 20% lower operation costs for on-prem. We work with enterprises, and those enterprises, we help work with them. We understand what needs to be done. So 20% lower operation cost and 30 to 40% in inventory waste. So the reason we put it over here is that we work with supply chain companies. They have a lot of inventory that they create with AI agents that helps with forecasting. And I'll show you an example of our forecasting model. But the forecasting model, basically what it does is that, it basically generates, you just basically give it a prompt, and the prompt is then used to generate an entire output for you that sort of looks into what we are trying to identify, and it generates a code for you, and it runs. So I understand this is Data Science Dojo event. We're talking about data sciences, but I think a lot of our focus has been on vertical AI agents, and how we can utilize them to build things from there. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to try to take 5 minutes to answer questions. This is our LinkedIn URLs. You guys can use these tags to reach out to us. I'll give you 3 minutes on this, and then Ali will switch gears for you to show some basic code. Right. So I'm going to scroll up and trying to answer what's the difference in agent performance if you use a SLM versus an LLM. I think the difference, Alex, to Alex's question, as a small language model versus large language model, I think small language models have a higher probability of hallucinating. So when you're building a very important ecosystem, which requires you to make sure that things don't fail, using an LLM might be a better job, right? What accuracy using single LLM agent or multiple agents? I would say, to Indu's question, having multiple agents in one ecosystem means that the point of failures are very high. So again, if you see this code, right? If you see this output, this is literally doing one thing, and there is very low possibility of error at your end. Why? Because it will not error out. Of course, it might hallucinate, but the level of issues it creates for you is not that big for you to be concerned. So you have to build tools that work like this. You have to build tools that are so independent that if they screw up, it does not trample and destroy anything ahead of for you, right? It does not do anything that sort of creates an ecosystem for you that you're like, oh my God, everything fell apart. This is what I'm trying to prevent you from. You should use vertical AI agents. You should use agents that do one thing for you, but you should use them in a way that you are not struggling to see where things have fallen apart for you, right? How long is the information in memory preserved? Chandan, to your question, there's long-term and short-term memories that can be used. Over here, we have an example that we use. Just gonna go fast through that. Basically, what we have a short-term memory and a long-term memory. The short-term memory is very transient. It's just ephemeral. It's just there for the time being that you're using it. However, the long-term memory is what's stored in your ecosystem that exists. And with that, what I would love to do is just show you, give you guys an example of github.com, Agent Pro. Agent Pro. I can't spell my own company. Agent. All right, here we are. So this is something what we have built, which is Agent Pro, which is our own infrastructure. There are a ton of people who are building agents frameworks. The reason we built one is because we didn't want to depend on LangChain and Llama Index. We just wanted to build something ourselves. So that's what we have built ourselves, so that we can we are working on it. All right, Ali, do you want to take over and show some of the code on just basic examples?
Sure. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So, so this is the demo of Agent Pro, and this is kind of my favorite part of the session because now we are going to see how the Agent Pro works. We will see some kind of things in action, and it's a Streamlit app. And just for this thing, if I minimize this, so it's going to use a GPT-4o as a LLM. And then these are the tools I have connected with this agent React Agent Pro. One is the calculate tool, the Yahoo Finance tool, the slide generation, the Aries Internet, and the Traverser Pro React tool. And it's very easy, just couple of lines and it will set up. With the React tool, you actually need to pass the document because it helps the agent to know when to go to the React tool. If the question is related to the Traversal Employee Handbook, it will go to the React tool. And this is interesting thing that if let's suppose if this tool break or something, or if the Yahoo Finance tool we observe that we asked for some Yahoo Finance related things, and it says that your rate limit there is a limitation with your rate, so it automatically reason and move to the internet tool. So if any tool just break because of any reason, Agent Pro actually do reasoning and try to fetch the answer from other tools as well. So let's try some prompts. Maybe how about this prompt? And this is the Streamlit UI. So let's ask this question that can you tell me about the future of data and AI, the Agentic AI Conference 2025 by Data Science Dojo. So once I run this, so in the terminal, I can see that this is a system prompt. And then it calls into a tool and then it fetch the final answer. So let's this thing in a better way. So this is the thought process by the LLM. So to get this information, it needs to search on the internet. So it use this tool Aries Internet Search and search about this. It gets some answers, which is the observation from the tool, and then LLM is pretty satisfied with the observation and it is the generated answer about the Agentic AI conference. So let's try something else. Something more interesting. How about a RAG tool? So this is a question about, can you tell me about the PTO policies at the Traversal employee book? Now, hopefully it's going to run the RAG. And the embeddings and the chunking, everything has already been done on the Pro Traversal AI website. So it actually called the tool, ask for the PTO policies, get some observation, and it generate the final answer for you. So it means you don't need to read 300 pages of book. You just need to make a RAG tool, and you just need to prompt and get the answers out of the documents. And how about we can try this thing? Can we make PowerPoint slides and compare the Amazon and Tesla? Let's see if the Agent Pro can use multiple tools, fetch multiple information from about Amazon and Tesla, and try to make PowerPoint slides for us. So the whole thought process is going on. So it looks like it has it went to the Aries internet for the Amazon. Now it is going for again to the internet for the Tesla. Probably it compile the slides for us, and let's see if it works or not. So this was the whole thought process, and for that it needs to gather the information for both companies. First it get, oh, so this is a very interesting thing. I was trying out last night, I guess. So because this tool did not work for the agent because of too many requests. I really should not do that last night. So with the thought process, it actually rely on the Aries tool. So first it fetch the information about the Amazon, and then it fetch the information about Tesla, and then he gather the information and use the tool of PowerPoint and make the slides for us. And this is where we have the slides. Let's see how it looks like. Difference between Amazon and Tesla. This is the introduction, some financial performance, strategic priorities, and the market position. So it has done some pretty well job for us. So is there any prompt we should try something? And there is also one more option about the custom tool. So it's not only the default tools available, you can also create your own custom tool with the Agent Pro, and you can run those custom tools, and it's a very easy plug and play kind of a thing, and it's an open source, so you can definitely work with that. And if I can show you a system prompt, so this is just a system prompt where it asks for the React and reasoning and acting pattern. It has these following tool accessibility, and this is how it generates a JSON format for us. And we just extract this JSON format, call the function, return the observation, and keep doing that until it get the final answer and give us the final answer. It do a chain of thought process, and uh, this is all about the Agent Pro. Hamza, do you have anything to share some prompt for us,
No.
or
So I
okay.
think what we can do is we can use this time to answer questions for people. So Ali, first of all, thank you for this. Can you put the link for Agent Pro in the chat so people wanna, if they want to check it out, they can check it out. I'm gonna try to go from the back from the bottom up and try to answer questions. Basically, ChatGPT can also create PPT. Curious to know the main difference between your agent and ChatGPT. So, well, I think the main difference between ChatGPT and our agent is that we have built completely everything open source. So you can see and build things as you go. Our ideology is that we don't want to be reliant on any framework. So it's one of the most lightweight tools that exist over here. You can deploy it completely on your on-prem. So you can't deploy ChatGPT on-prem. So this is a system that you can deploy on-prem. You can use open source LLM. So some people were asking that, how can I protect my customer data from this? It's very simple. If you deploy this, for example, you take Agent Pro and you deploy it on your ecosystem, you can connect it to Ollama. And once you connect to Ollama, everything is just running on your prem. You're not using anything on the outside world, right? So that sort of answers the question on how can we utilize this thing, to see to use this. Sai, you had a question. If we want to run Agent Pro in our system, do we need OpenAI API key? Actually, we support Light LLM, which basically means that if you use Light LLM, you can use any LLM, which means that if you have an LLM that you have hosted on your ecosystem, if you use OpenRouter, you can use any one of them to work on that. How does Agent Pro compare with LangGraph? I think the simple thing is we are not dependent on LangChain, or we're very simple framework, so you can open the hood and build things as you go. So the learning curve is very small for you. You just need to be able to work with ChatGPT or some of the things over there. And once you get that up and running, I don't think you need to focus on anything else. All right. So how is this different than Notebook LLM? Notebook LLM is an audio creator. We don't have audio creation. We just create an output, which is based on the search that we have done, or the job of the agent of what it built on. How do you check the performance of agent in production environment? So this is a good question. The reason is because you basically, the way you check agent is not through one call. You check agents through, you check your agents performance through 10 times run. So you basically run something 10 times, and then you look for the ground answer, and you see that if the agent was able to deliver you on that ground answer. So I just want to emphasize on this, that the way we evaluate agents is not the same way we evaluate LLM or LLMs. We evaluate agents by running them 10 times. And it is called pass asterisk K or pass cap K. That's the thing that we use to test out these tools. It's something like, you'll be like, okay, what the hell is that? If you look for it, if you sort of Google that, you should be able to find information. And that's something that we are doing with data science benchmark agents. So if you were to, so this is a link that I want to share. We're doing research work. If you're a researcher, research for data science agents. If you're a data scientist and you've worked on agents, or you like to work on agents and try to understand how agents work in terms of